Good morning and welcome into Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Wally Lukashenski with Kale Zomer back in the WBEV studio with us this morning. It's great to have Kale back. And Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering. It's also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. But I want to talk a little bit about Randy and his team over with Professional Floor Covering this morning, because they're here to help you design the perfect space. They have over 1,000 samples of carpet, LVP, hardwood, tile, area rugs, and window finishings, but it's so much more than floors. They have a wide selection of kitchen and bathroom countertops, cabinets, tile, shower inserts, and more. I want to talk about those countertops, because whether it's your kitchen or your bathroom, it's the first thing you see when you walk into the room. And the material, the color, and the pattern of a countertop all play a major role in how a kitchen or a bath remodel will turn out. They offer a large selection of quartz, granite, marble, and laminate countertops. They're going to help you find the perfect one that fits both your lifestyle and your design. Professional Floor Covering is in Abbey Design Center, and you can find them at 713 Park Avenue in Beaver Dam or online at proflr.com. I'm very excited this morning. We are joined by members of the BDACT performance of Four Glasses, which is coming up here before long. We have the director, Enda Braden, and the BDACT Hall of Famer playing Big Mother, Tina Swain. And then joined on the phone with us this morning as well is playwright Marky Shallow. So,
wait, can I interrupt? Marky?
Yes.
You there? How is the lactation room?
Oh, yes, I'm calling you from the beautiful lactation room of the Atlanta Postal Credit Union. We are south of the airport, so anywhere else in this building, all you hear is airplane noise. and I'm telling you, I love it. It's got a Barca-lounger. It's got a refrigerator. I'm staying here most of the day now.
Sounds like that place has some character over there. And not even just the room. We're talking about you as well, Marky. I'd love to start with you and make this a little easier on us, since we got to coordinate with the phone a little bit. But can you tell me a little bit about what has gone on in this process for you working with Four Glasses? It sounds like this is a very fun and a different kind of show that we're used to talking about here.
Absolutely. I'm going to I don't want to talk over Enda. He's better to discuss it than me, but I like to do things that look at perhaps not dark, but difficult things in a funny way. I've always used humor as a shield, and I believe I can help other people do that too. And Four Glasses is largely about alcoholism, but it's also about the story of a woman who started out maybe on the bottom tier and is trying to crawl herself back up.
Ooh.
So, but she had a funny family. I had a funny family. You get through things with humor and mocking people. So that's what we do.
I love a good redemption story, and I guess...
Yeah, absolutely.
I got to shift over here to a couple people that are sitting right next to me right now. I don't know who I want to start with first. I guess let's go with the Hall of Famer here, right here in the flesh with us. By the way, first class induction for that Hall of Fame. I would love to start there. I got to imagine that's an honor for you.
Oh, it certainly was. I was so surprised to get the notice that they wanted a bio, they wanted all this stuff. And I'm sitting down south on the Gulf Coast, and I'm thinking, oh, I wish I could be home for this. But I was surprised. But my husband's in the Wisconsin Aviation Hall of Fame, and one kid told him once, you live long enough, you get to be somebody. So I think I've lived long enough that I got to be somebody.
Well, you're selling yourself short. I already can tell that. And I got to imagine for you, this has been a fun... I remember even talking about the audition process a few months ago. This feels like a role that Enda was really excited to get you involved in.
Oh, you know what? I love theater. I love the idea that you're in a production, and it's like a 2-month run. All the rehearsals and the show and everything. And then it's over. You can get back to your life. But those 2 months, you are surrounded with bright, energetic, creative people that just lift you up. And it just... It's good for the soul. It's really good for the soul. And I don't have to buy a fishing boat. I don't have to buy an expensive golf club. I have the best hobby
Digging the
there.
dirt?
Yeah,
None of that?
Exactly. No digging in the dirt for this girl. So it's a great hobby. It's just something that you can do at any age. I don't see many 80-year-old football players, but I see 80-year-olds on stage and on TV.
It's a great point, and it's something that you're always able to kind of challenge yourself and continue growing as a person.
Although, the older I get, I just had a birthday, so...
Well, happy birthday.
And I'm not 80. I'm pushing it, but I'm not 80. And I thought, yeah, this is what I like. This is... I forget where I was going, but that goes with the beat.
I would love to shift over here and talk a little bit with the director, Enda Braden, right now. And Enda, I remember even talking a few months ago, you telling me this is going to be a little bit unique compared to a lot of shows that go through BDACT. It's very adult-centric. So
Yeah.
can you tell us a little bit about what this play is going to look like?
Sure. So, I mean, it's here's kind of the setup on the show. If you explain it to someone, you're like, yeah, it's about alcoholism, and there's mental health, and there's this like childhood trauma, neglectful abuse, sexual assault. It's only, oh, and by the way, it's a comedy.
Yeah, that's a good point. That you kind of get lost in that process. Of that.
Yeah.
So how does that work? How do you make it still funny while tackling these really heavy issues?
Well, I apologize if I'm repeating a story from when we were on. The producer Megan and I were on like in May, I think, April, somewhere in there,
Summer
talking
has
about it.
flown by.
Right. When so Marky and I have been friends for years, both
Right.
creatively, professionally, but as well as just like friend. She's one of the the 10 or less people in my life that I know when I'm in the big emotional swell and I could call 3 a.m. if I needed to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean she's and sometimes
Right past the restraining order, too, Enda. Right past the restraining order.
Right. Well, and sometimes, a year or two goes by and we don't talk, and when we talk, it's like we pick up where as if nothing had left off. But so when Marky was writing this show, I annoyed the crap out of her. I know when I first met her, I was always like, hey, what are you working on? When can I read it? What are you working on? When can I read? Just because I love, and not necessarily to be the person who would be working on one of her shows, but just because I loved reading her work. And she was nice. Once in a while, she'd send me a second or third draft and say, "What do you think?" And probably was smart enough to ignore my suggestions. But when she was working on this piece, I got to see an early draft and jump in, Marky, if my memory differs from yours at all. But I remember she'd emailed it to me, and this is in the days where you didn't do like Google Share, like it was an attachment and you had to open it up, and this is like 2002-ish. And I read it, I said, this is what I really like about it. And then she said, well, Process Theater is going to make it part of their series where you get to write drafts and hear an audience respond to the staged reading and then write another draft. And she said, I'm going to suggest you for a director for it. And I said, whoa, this character is like really, the main character is got this crazy depth and is a really hard role. Clearly, just looking at it on paper, you need a female to direct that role. And Marky, in a way that only Marky can, reminded me that she said, look, I need a director who can understand and spot the comedy in it. The genitals of the director don't really matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's first of all, I'm fired up to hear about a little bit from you, Marky, real quick. And I know I only have about a minute or two left before we have to throw it to break. But when you did go into this process, what was it like for you as you're writing this, trying to weigh that I want this to be funny, but at the same time, we understand these are very, very big life events.
Well, you have to care about the characters, and I'm very character-driven as a writer. So when you care about someone, and these characters become like real people to me, you're not going to make fun of them. You're not going to mock them. You're not standing back watching. You're in there with them, and that's funny. You can delve into, hey, this horrible thing has happened, but Lord, if I have time to tell a tiny, quick little anecdote, my dear friend of 60 years just passed away. It's horrible. But driving to go see her in the hospital, I passed an adult emporium called the Frisky Biscuit. That's where that stands. There's something funny everywhere, and I need it.
Oh.
And, you can bring it out with warmth and kindness, but still, the best writing to me is when somebody's crying and laughing at the same time. And that's what I try.
Wow, that's really exciting. And I love to hear that, too, just because I can't speak for everybody, but at least in the way my family is, we're very similar to me, where if you're at a funeral, you're obviously devastated, you're sad, but then you're standing there 20 feet from the coffin telling stories and laughing about all the
Yes.
goofy hijinks you got into. Like, even in those saddest moments when you're with those people that you care about, you're able to find humor in anything.
Yeah, I mean, that's when the focus is on the
grief
person.
will find you. Bad stuff will find you. You got to go find the good stuff yourself.
Yeah,
Amen.
yeah.
Well, I love to hear that. Marky, I know that we're going to try to at least speak with you a little bit more. We're going to be playing a little phone tag here, welcoming on different people from the show. So I hope that we get to talk to you here again shortly. But if not, thank you so much for jumping on with us, and can't wait to hear about how this goes.
It was a joy. So I should hang up now and just hang out in the lactation room and see if you call me.
That sounds great. I think we're going to try to get Naomi Guzman Boomsma coming up next. So if we do, keep the phone near, and I will be hollering at you.
Sounds great. Thank you again, y'all.
Bye, Marky.
Thank
Bye,
you,
Marky.
Take care, y'all.
All right, we're going to be right back. We're going to keep talking a little bit of BDACT's feature presentation of Four Glasses. That's next here on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering. It's also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. In McKinstry's, they believe that everyone who labors has made America strong, prosperous, and a great country. And to celebrate Labor Day, McKinstry's is having a store-wide sale. McKinstry's showroom is filled with sofas, reclining sofas, sectionals, and chairs at unbeatable savings, like Lazy Boy recliners, which are starting at $349, and love seats that are starting at $699. You can also save big on Simmons Beauty Rest and Symbol mattresses as well. They have dining room and bedroom sets, and they're marked down for this event as well. Add the finishing touches to your home with pictures, area rugs, and accessories. And McKinstry's offers you all the latest styles, always designed to fill your home with comfort and quality. Hurry in now and discover the Labor Day savings at McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. And the sale ends Saturday, August 30th. McKinstry's will be closed on Monday, September 1st to celebrate Labor Day. Very excited this morning to continue our conversation about the BDACT performance of Four Glasses with director Enda Braden, Tina Swain, Hall of Famer, mind you, playing Big Mother in this upcoming performance. And now we're excited to be joined by Naomi Guzman-Boomsma playing Mother in this show. Naomi, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Hi, Naomi.
Okay. Hi.
Hi, Naomi.
It's been a little while.
Thank you.
We had you here not too long ago yourself. What has this process been like for you, getting set up here with not that much time until we get to showtime?
Like, what do you mean?
Like, what's the actual process of getting prepared for this show been like for you? Differences, it's a different kind of play. How has this process even looked like?
Well, it is different because I'm used to just being like straight up comedic kind of thing. And so this is a very serious role for me. And so it's been different, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can imagine. For people at home, want to remind you that this play, there's going to be multiple. You have 7 different options to go see this. Thursday, September 4th through Sunday, September 14th. Make sure you go to bdact.org. You can see the full schedule there. You can buy tickets there as well.
Yeah.
And then, Enda, I got to shift back over to you, as now we have 2 great actresses in our presence here.
Yeah.
What has that been like for you to be able to watch them all the way from the casting process to now, right here at the doorstep of the show?
Well, Naomi and Tina actually play mother and daughter in the show. So the main character is raised by her mother and her grandmother. So the role of the mother to the main character is Naomi, and the grandmother, the sailor talking grandmother, would be Tina's character. It's been great. I remember talking with Megan, our producer, before casting, before the auditions, and back when we were kind of starting pre-production and talking with designers, and I said, so I used to do, theater professionally, and I said, but even then I always felt like someday I'll get a real job, and it's just kind of my hobby, like Tina was saying. But I said, if we're doing it here at Beaver Dam Area Community Theater, we're volunteers doing this because it's fun. It's got to be fun, and I feel like Tina and Naomi weigh in, but like we're laughing all the time at rehearsal. Sometimes because of what the characters are doing, it's supposed to be funny, but sometimes it's just like, I love working with these people. I can't believe you said that.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, and Tina, for you, what's it been like being able to work with Naomi? I imagine your characters are pretty close in this play, I'd imagine.
I am very sarcastic. I'm not maternal in the play at all. And it's fun to work with other people on stage that you can be mean to, but love them anyway.
What's your Tina? Can you tell us your favorite line or favorite line you're allowed to say on the radio?
Oh, can you bleep it out if you can't say it?
Oh, I was just saying, make sure it's not a swear, a curse. Otherwise, we can do it here.
I better not say it.
Oh no!
Well, one of my favorite lines is when she says, "I'm not maternal," and then Meg, who plays France, goes, "No kidding." I was like, yeah, very much so.
What about the
You were
no honor before? Can you tell us that one? Is that?
Young France is thinking of having her first sexual encounter, and I'm
Oh yeah.
telling her she can do better, but then I leave her and I say, "There's no honor in casting pearls before wieners," because the young man that she is thinking of having her first time with met her in first grade and wagged his wiener at her. And so he is the wiener wagger in the show.
So this is probably a good time to bring up again that if you do have small kids, this was probably not the play for them.
Absolutely
No,
not. Yeah.
no.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is probably adults only. Is there like an age range that you'd recommend that come out and see the show?
Well, the official kind of house management policy for this particular production is if you're under 18, we need a parent permission for you to see it. I mean, you can't treat it like an R-rated movie.
Rated R movie,
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah. So, you know, I've had a couple people talk to me. I had a woman just Sunday, 2 days ago, say she had a 17-year-old daughter, and she said, I really want to bring her because this stuff is going on, and we have some similar stuff in the history of our family. And I said, okay, you know, like this is in there, and it's kind of like an R-rated movie. She goes, but my daughter's 17. And I said, if you're okay with it, bring her. You know what I mean? And that's kind of where we're at. I mean, we're not going to be IDing, you know.
Yeah, it's not like we need to see the birth certificate at the door.
Yeah,
But
no, it won't be like buying booze or anything. Like you need a fake ID to get in. But but that's the official policy is if you're under 18, you just have to have an adult vouching for you.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Well, and I guess this is more of a question for Tina and Naomi. But when you were auditioning for this role, is this like the role that you went in and saying that's what I need to play, or was this just kind of a happy accident that you end up in these roles?
Well, I had to play this part because it's the only part I was age appropriate for.
Okay. Okay, that's fair enough.
Yeah, and my ingenue days are way behind me. So anytime there's an older woman part, then I always think I have to challenge myself to memorize. I have to challenge myself to do the things that's required, you know, physically, mentally, and you have to do it. And the minute I step back, I'm afraid my life might change for the worse. So I just keep pushing myself because that's my challenge.
I like that. So now I guess at the end of this play, is it immediate for you? Like, when's the next one? Let me get back out there.
No, I'm probably going to do a little canning, and I like to paint, and you know I like to crochet, so I have a
And
lot
take
of hobbies.
care of your chickens. And
Yeah,
take care of your
yes,
chickens.
I have chickens now, so I'm the mother clucker or the chicken tender, depending upon.
How about you, Naomi? What? How was getting involved with this show like for you?
Well, Enda asked me to come audition, and then I loved it because when I came to audition, Tina and I were together, which was awesome. And I'm like, yeah, she's totally the person for this part. And even due to my life schedule, Mother was probably the best role for me. But yes, I also can relate to several things in the play due to family circumstances and things in my life as well. So yeah.
So there were two roles that Naomi could have played well. I think either of them very well. But watching the two of them at the auditions kind of play off each other, I was like, they have this wonderful, Tina and Naomi have this wonderful chemistry. So that what was going on, but also the character that Naomi plays has to do these weird, she's got some serious mental health issues, and she's got some kind of lucid moments and some like straight off the deep end moments, and there's often switching back and forth. Naomi, maybe in a scene you might switch back and forth 3 times in one scene.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I switch my mood and my demeanor, at least 2 or 3 times within a scene.
Wow.
So it's a really challenging role, and then Marky has these wonderful, kind of Christopher Durang, David Mamet-esque rhythms to her writing that can be really difficult. So pulling all that off together. And I had watched when I talked to Naomi, I said, hey, what do you think about auditioning for this play? I had just seen her do another play, Gingerbread Clinic, where she had to do these weird changes all of a sudden. And I was like, oh, she can do that. And I'd seen her do it on stage, and I was like, it's different emotional changes, but the fact that she can do them at the end of a sentence, immediately switch into the next sentence, I've got something else, was kind of what we were looking for in that mother role.
Well, Naomi, it's been fantastic to speak with you this morning. I know that I'm excited to hear how this goes. It sounds like you guys have great chemistry over there. There's been a lot of hard work that's gone into this too. So thank you so much for joining us, and good luck here coming up in just about a week now.
Yes. We're looking forward to it, and we're also very nervous about it.
Hey, it's gonna go great. Well,
It will be.
thank you so much, and then I guess we'll be seeing you at showtime.
All right, sounds great. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
Bye, Naomi.
Bye, Naomi.
We're going to step aside for a quick break, and on the other side of the break, we're going to keep talking a little Four Glasses. We might have a call from Randy with professional floor covering. We'll find out right after the break on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering. It's also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. We're talking Four Glasses this morning with BDACT, and we have the director, Enda Braden, Tina Swain, who is playing Big Mother, and of course we have Meg Scullen now on the line, who is playing France. Meg, first of all, how are you doing, and welcome to the show.
Well, thank you so much.
Hi, Meg.
You guys, hi. You just got me out of a meeting, so I am grateful for that.
Yes.
Mission accomplished. And then this is even easier, Meg, because I'm asking you a question you already know the answer to. We need to hear a little bit about your character, France, and I'd love to hear how that process of being in this character has worked for you.
Holy smokes, where do you even begin with France? She is very interesting, very complex, yet there's simplicity to her, but trying to play her is very difficult because we bounce through a bunch of different decades, and her, what she has pictured of all the trauma that she's had in her life and what the excuses that she makes for essentially her coming to the realization of like, oh, I am an alcoholic, and a very trusted friend in the bartender Padraig is trying to talk common sense into her, and she just doesn't want to hear it. So the process has been very interesting. Enda has been very supportive and very helpful when it comes to letting me work through ideas or just helping me get into the right mindset of, like I said, it bounces through different decades. So the mindset of how would a child be viewing this versus, what an adult would be viewing it as, sort of thing. So it's been very interesting. Probably the most difficult. Actually, no, I can very safely say this is the most difficult role and show that I have ever had and been a part of. But it's been mentally a bit draining, but it's also one of those things that I know in the end is going to be super rewarding, and I think people are really going to like it. And yeah.
Well, let me throw this at you, Meg, and weigh in on what you think. I feel like this whole play is kind of like a monologue of Meg's character. Occasionally, we let people jump in, but the character is at this place. To me, it seems like does it hurt enough to want to change? Does that sound pretty accurate?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's just also that, self-actualization of, like, even though the things that have happened in my life, were they rough? Were they bad? Yes. But is it something that maybe I could have made a different choice instead of just numbing the pain? Could I have made different choices? Like those sorts of things. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How do you put yourself into the actual character of France, where we've been talking about how unique this show is going to be, where it is a comedy. We're laughing. You can find humor in almost anything, but this is also really heavy stuff. France is going through a crisis in her life, figuring out, hey, I do have a problem. How have you been able to actually put yourself into France's shoes?
I mean, I've been very fortunate in my life that I feel like I said it on probably one of our first rehearsals when almost everybody was there. I grew up in a very loving household. The relationship between France and her mother and her grandmother is very tumultuous, and I did not have that. So I think just reaching into my bag of really what it comes down to for me is the sarcasm. I am an incredibly sarcastic human being. So I think finding the snarkiness that she brings, because it's avoidance, it's diversion from her actual problems, that she can blame, all these other things that she viewed as the worst things in her life, which they were pretty bad, but making that an excuse. So really the only thing I can truly pull from is my own natural snarkiness.
Well, we're talking this morning with Meg Scullin, who is playing France, Tina Swain, who is playing Big Mother, and then the director, Enda Braden. And this is for the BDACT performance of Four Glasses coming up. And you were telling me a little bit something during the break, guys, that this is going to be at Encore Hall. So we're talking again about a unique experience. The audience is going to be right there on the stage. What is that even going to look like? How is that going to impact the play one way or the other?
So it's, if people want to get tickets, again, as we said earlier, go to the BDACT website. The performance is in the BDACT building. But a little more than half of our shows are on the bigger stage, which is kind of the main floor. On the second floor, we have like a studio space called Encore Hall. So don't be confused when we say it's in Encore Hall. Like you got to go, if you've been to BDACT, go to the same place.
And there is an elevator.
And there is an elevator to get to the second floor. But we've arranged it so if Tina has something really stinky to eat before the show, the people in the front row are going to know. They're going to smell her breath.
Note to self.
Note to self for later. I like that.
There's a lot of times where, Meg's character, France, is like making eye contact with someone in the front row saying, let me tell you about this horrible thing in my life. Yeah, you, right there in the front row, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's very interesting because it isn't just, the people that are in front of us. Like, we're kind of boxed in, like we're completely boxed in for a stage. We're on the floor. I think we have chairs up on platforms, which I think is going to be a much better way for people to actually be able to see things, since we are on the floor. So there are slightly elevated seats so that you can see better. But it is very interesting because people are going to be sitting on 3 of the 4 sides. The other side is, a curtain and the wall that we come in and out of and things like that. So I think...
Oh, and the couches. We got to mention the couches.
Oh, yes. Front row are couches, which... those seats, can't wait for my mom to be sitting in one of those.
It's like a perfect play for like sitting in a couch with your friend, drinking a beer, watching a play with the actors right there in front of you.
Talking about her drinking.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. It's so method.
I like that.
It is so method. But I think probably one of the most challenging, besides just playing France in general, is the fact that I am interacting with the audience so much, and in traditional shows, you do not want to break that fourth wall. You don't want to purposely make eye contact with someone, but the bouncing between not only decades, like I had said, but bouncing between myself interacting with the audience, interacting with Padraig the bartender, interacting with my mother and my grandmother, with the boy that is just looking to get some.
Before you got on the air, Meg, Tina, I did identify him as a weenie wagger.
Oh, that he is. We say that so many times, many times. And Danny is so phenomenal. I give that man so much credit for the things that he has done so far in this show to make that character, which we had very early on deemed him as just very slimy and very ick. But he is doing it in such a way that you still get that like creepiness, but it isn't so like, okay, I'm leaving because this is like, he's pushing it too far and this is gross. He has done such a phenomenal job, I feel, and makes those scenes with him just that little bit easier, although they're kind of, in the memory of France, pretty traumatic things that happen.
Meg, I want to thank you, first of all, for jumping on today. We're fired up. I've been hearing only great things when I'm talking to these two to my right during the break. So good luck in the show. I can't wait to hear how it goes.
Oh, thanks so much. Wait, you mean I have to go back to my meeting?
You have to go back to the meeting now. I tried to drag as long as I could for you.
We won't tell anyone.
Well,
it's not like we're on the radio.
That might be your 5th glass.
Nope.
Well, thank you so much, Meg. We'll talk to you soon.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye-bye.
We're going to go to one final break today, and when we come back, we're going to wrap up and give some shout-outs, well-deserved shout-outs for people that are involved with Four Glasses with BDACT. That's next on Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.
Get started.
Welcome back to Hometown Today on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge. Hometown Today is presented by Professional Floor Covering, and it's also brought to you by McKinstry's Home Furnishings in downtown Beaver Dam. I've had a blast this hour talking with the performers and director of BDACT's Four Glasses. We have director Enda Braden to my right, Tina Swain, Hall of Famer playing Big Mother. So I have to just throw it over to you with only a few minutes left. We have some shout outs and thank yous that we have to get across.
Yeah, so we've got so many wonderful people working on this show, and they're so much fun to work with. Some who weren't able to be here today. If it was up to me, everybody would be here. So we've got 3 cast members that weren't on the air with us today. We've got Danny Nugent. We mentioned him in the last section, plays a character named Virgil, and he finds this way to make him likable, even though he's creepy. Dan Lansness, favorite of BDACT audiences.
Yeah.
And Dan provides an Easter egg of in the show. I don't know how to describe this on air. He creates an Easter egg you might miss, but it's like he turns his body into something inappropriate really quickly that in reaction to a line. So I hope people come see that. I hope a lot of people, I hope the recovery community in this area, I've been talking to some 12-step groups and some recovery in the area. I hope we get a big turnout from them.
He does a great Irish accent.
Oh, he does. He does.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's right off the boat.
I love
It's
that.
amazing. Yeah.
And our youngest cast member is Cassie McPhail. Her second show at BDACT. She's kind of new, and she's really talented. And she plays, this is important, she plays a porn star, a 1970s porn star.
1970s.
Yeah.
That's a big distinction there, too.
Right. So if you all that entails, 1970s porn star, if that's of interest to you, come see the show. And we got a costume designer named Rudy Gaetan who's doing just wonderful work. Rudy's great. Alex Brake has designed it. We have this really minimal representative set, so the audience's imagination is projecting stuff onto it. And it's perfect for that space. And Alex is doing this wonderful, interesting things. Tommy Schultz is going to be doing our lights and sounds. Sarah Schrouth has been, she's our prop master, and she's had so many crazy challenges. She had to find, those old color wheels that burn really hot from the 70s? She found one of those for us. She found a 1970s porn mag so we could use it that features the porn star. And after she found it, we all loved it, but it didn't have the title in the script. The porn magazine is called Milkmaids. So she not only had to find a vintage porn magazine from the 70s, she had to alter it to
make it fit the role.
Yeah. One of the characters, Virgil, the creepy guy, leaves a baggie of unwanted stuff behind, and she had to create that.
Oh, it is.
Oh, she's got these crazy challenges. Yeah.
Well, and I know we only got 30 seconds or so left here. I know. Can we get the names out at least of these last few people?
I think, you know what? I'm sure Megan Boyce is our producer. She was here last time we were talking about the show. She's stage managing, she's producing, and she's like the backbone for all of us. We love Megan Boyce so much.
Her a lot, yeah.
We couldn't love her anymore. And I'm sure there's like a dozen people I'm forgetting who are all wonderful. So be mad at me and come and tell me how much you hate me. But I appreciate you, even if my adult mind is forgetting.
September 5th through the 14th, go to BDACT.org. You can buy tickets there, or Tuesday and Thursday, go into the lobby down there. It goes until 4 o'clock where you can buy those tickets as well. But I want to thank you both so much for joining me this morning, and I'm so fired up to hear how this goes in a few weeks, or next week.
In 9 days, we have our audience.
9 days, and then it really gets going.
Put the pressure on.
Well, thank you both so much. That's going to do it for us here on Hometown Today. We'll be back same time, same place tomorrow on 95.3 WBEV, powered by Daily Dodge.